So once you've decided on your name, you've maybe got your company registered, you've got your bank account open, you've got the basics to get going. And I was talking earlier about there being 5 key areas in which you need to focus on in a business. I haven't just made this stuff up. This is part of I call it a modernization framework, basically. So I've been applying this to businesses that have really grown quite successfully, but they're creaking at the seams because they probably have not got things right. And that's fine, because sometimes it's overkill to put everything in place all at once. But I've loaded up the workbook so you can see kind of what I'm doing. And the part 1 here, we've got this tech foundations, and that's where I'm going to start. And I'm just going to very, very quickly run you through what I think the basic tech foundations are. Now, how I do this in my work within the workbook is I have various questions, and I'm not going to go into this workbook because it's like, it's a bit of a close out a secret of mine of what exactly is in this workbook. But you can see the first couple of questions that I brought up is very, very simple. Who owns your website address? This is the best piece of advice that I can give you, is don't let anyone else own your domain name. It's really bad practice. It's the lifeblood of your business. And to give you an example, there was a bathrooms company that we were working with. They brought in this new web developer and they said, oh, look, you've got to transfer the domain name over to us so we're in control and everything like that. They got into a massive dispute and they just cut them off. They just cut all their emails off. I mean, you can do that. If that web company goes bust, that's your domain name gone. Just imagine that for a second. All your emails are gone, your website's gone. Like, put it in your own control panel, your own domain registrar. I think I was talking to you in the last video about 123 Regis, who I use. GoDaddy, that's another one. FastHost, I can think of loads, but and protect that domain with some 2-factor authentication as well. And then we'll worry about the other bits as well. One of the other bits of advice, I'm just going to flick over to a new tab, is one of the first things that I would do, again from a technology perspective as well, is think about a password manager. This is something that I use. There are other products available out there, but I think 1Password, it might be another one. But they're really, really good. They just sit in my web browser, and anytime I go to a website that requires a login, it just logs me in. It's really, really good. Once you start building a team of people, you need to be able to share and control passwords to get into various different things. And this is what it's going to do as well. There are a series of videos to come next where I'm going to look at a couple of key things out of the technology foundations, which are absolute basics, which is one, kind of the domain, that one is to do, and another one is to do with DNS entries. And I talk about Cloudflare. And then the next one is about Google Workspace and setting up a Google Workspace. Now, one of the great things of moving to a Google Workspace is that you can have a single sign-on. What the hell's a single sign-on, Justin? Is you make all members of staff who then come and work for you use that Google Workspace account. So in my case, I've registered the domain name avit.com. So all of those members of staff would have their own, whatever name, Bob at avit.com or Sarah at avit.com. That means if someone leaves, it's much easier for me to regain control, lock people out effectively. If all the files are stored within the Google Workspace, all of that sort of stuff. But they're probably using other websites as well. And this is where password managers can be really, really effective. My firm, we pay for this. It's a fantastic product. So definitely consider that out the gate as well. I was obviously talking to you about getting your domain name. So this is within my 123 Reg control panel. There are domain registrar somewhere where we can buy domains from. And you can see there's the domain. You can have a hunt around in the next couple of videos where I actually talk about those technology setups for you. And then the next thing I always like to do is put really good DNS sort of infrastructure in place on what's called a content delivery network. And for that, I use Cloudflare, which is a really, really solid product. And I definitely think that's the right way to go. What I'm talking about is these are the minimum things. And the next questions that I've got is about where is the website going to be hosted? And that's going to be on Shopify. And what I'm going to do is create a separate website all about the Shopify part of the business, because it's great. I'm not going to run my own hosting. I'm just going to run it through there. One of the great things is once I've set up on Shopify, then I'll be able to kind of run my website. I don't need to think about my own hosting or anything like that. Obviously, thinking about IT professionals and proper web people, they're good. Things talking about things like setting up 2-factor authentication, good single sign-ons, thinking about how you're going to store documents. And just because you've got things like Google Workspace, which I've got on the next tab here. We've got things like in here, which is Google Drive, so we can centrally store that. We can share files. We can work collaboratively. We can have a sheet, for example, a spreadsheet where we're sharing it with multiple different people, say our accountants, and we can all be working on that at the same time. They're all great things, but we probably need to talk to IT professionals about some of the more advanced things to do with technology, sort of things like improving email deliverability, things like putting in special SPF, DMARC, DKIM records into our DNS, thinking about off-site backups. So imagine someone gets into your Google Drive, a bad actor encrypts all of your data and gives you a ransom. So it's a ransomware attack. And then that can still be quite difficult to recover from, even though Google have got controls for kind of restoring files and stuff like that. But you would tend to use sort of air-gapped backups. And there's a product called, off the top of my head, Acronis, that you could do that with. Now, these sorts of products like spam filtering, email filtering, they probably need some IT professional help with them. They're not. Am I going to cover them off in starting my business in 24 hours? No, I'm not, because I don't need them to get going. I'm going for what's called a minimum viable product. So can I get running? Yes, I've done. One of the greatest things that I've done is put Cloudflare, which that sets the foundation. So if there's a problem, my time to live is cut down as well. And you don't need to worry about or even understand everything that I'm necessarily talking about. I think if you just followed these steps, you would end up in a reasonable place. And once you've got your business flourishing a little bit more, we can start bringing in those web and IT professionals who can put the finishing touches on and sort of actually move you to the next level. Anyway, so that's where we're going. Freight part 1, technology. The next videos that follow go through the bare minimum of doing that. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.